Framers looking for some advice. I used to frame houses in the summer when I was 16. That was, I don't know, 22 years ago, 12. I wish it was 12 years ago. Anyway, anytime we ever did cinder block walls that summer, we would always put a sill plate on top of the cinder block walls and then the rim joist on top of that before we would build out the walls. So here, there's no sill plate on any of these cinder block walls. Obviously, I'm not going to replace them everywhere, but this section has some termite damage and water damage. No active termites, at least nothing I found yet. So I was planning to just tear this 2x8 out, put a new one in, but I think what I might do is put a sill plate in. So I'm just looking for some advice how you guys would do it, or I guess what you guys would do. Would you do the sill plate, or would you just replace it with a 2x8? Whenever I go to cut it, I'm going to put some little temporary supports off the studs down to the ground with a scrap piece of 2x4 acting as a foot, just to make sure it's more than strong enough. But pretty much all of the weight is carried right here on this roof structure, because that used to be a porch before they built out and made it into a closet. So with all the weight for the most part being there, and I have been in the ceiling to check, I shouldn't have any problems tearing this out, but we are going to put some temporary supports on those walls just to make sure nothing drops down whenever we cut out this 10-foot section of board, because I'm going to take it from its pre-cut all the way back to the corner and shove it in. I know typically from what I've seen on YouTube, you would just knock that board back a little bit to get some space and then sister the other board up against it just to get it under there. And there's a little bit of a lip sticking out, but I would prefer to just replace that whole board if I can. But let me know your opinions in the comments, just so I can make sure I do this right the first time so I don't have to come back and do it. And keep in mind, we will be running from here across, that's about 10 feet span. We're going to be doing 16 on center joists or floor joists all the way over. This big, I don't know, Frankenstein mess that they made out of 2x4s and 2x8s, we're going to replace that once we get the rest of the supports in, and then we'll start working our way over.